Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to today's weekly update. We are going to be covering a few of our instruments to see where the trade is heading at and what to expect and how to deploy. I won't have to go back to talk about what has been happening here. Before then, let me quickly do something here. Just as a matter of trying to let you see what we may expect. As a good student, I want you to see something here. Regardless of what has happened behind the scene here before 1985, I want us to see what has happened so far after 1985. After 1985, we are seeing the wave descend majorly in three-wave format. In a three-wave format, what do I mean? We are seeing this come down as an A, B, C. So if these had come down as an A, B, C format, these may actually be a corrective wave for this entire run, because this looks like a zigzag to the downside. And so if it's a zigzag to the downside, this may just be an ABC of a W on a higher time frame, but we'll need to decide what this is. This may just be about 50, pip correction of the entire run of this, but we'll wait to see what will become of this one. This also may grow to become a more complex structure. In case that happens, if it becomes a more complex structure, this may just be, this had gone up in a five-wave structure format, and if things will give around here towards the downside, we will tell if we are going to still have a complex structure to the upside without breaking this top, and that might take 20 to 40 years if that is going to play out that way. Another scenario is if these will just be a B or an X. It can be a WXY or an ABC of a bigger A and a B and for further downside. But it's still a long way to go. I'm just trying to let you see how we capture wave. Now let's go to the current scenario, which is around this area, and for us to what to expect. What to expect here, at least we expect a minimum of an 100% extension to the downside. And thereafter, we will know, we'll see if we had completed these, if it's going to be a C, it's a character of a C, and it can be the beginning of an impulse of a 1, 2, 3. So, but at least we'll get to an 100. In its travel as an 100, as a wave C, at least, which is the minimum to the downside, is this wave completed? This wave looks incomplete. For me, we may have done a 1 and a 2 here, and this is wave 3 looks complete now. Wave 3 looks complete. This is a daily time frame. Wave 3 looks complete. I want you to see, like I said, this is 1, a 2, then a 3, 1, a 3, 2. Then this looks like a 3, 3, a 3, 4, and a 3, 5, which has completed wave 3 here. So this is going to become a wave 4, something similar to this here. So it's going to become something similar to this, which we are just in the beginning of this. Dxy will set the tone for others, and how we are able to see this will go a long way to help. So now with this bullish recovery here, you can say it's an engulfing candle. It doesn't mean that the trend has changed. We are not expecting that now because it's incomplete. So what we expect here is we may still have some liquidity grab below here. So this might just be an A leg of what may be a zigzag to the upside. It might just be an A leg, and the B leg is what I believe is forming around this area. Like any B leg, this is like an impulsive wave to the upside as an A leg. The B leg is going to give us a triad of an A, B, C. So the first A to the downside, B to the upside, and the C to the upside. And with that C, we may expect a liquidity grab below here before we now have the last move to the upside. Now let's look at 4-hour time frame. So whatever you are doing here, you have to follow and be careful with your trades. Now, this for me looks like we've done an A wave to the upside here. This may have completed an A wave here. This may be A of a B, and C of a B of a B may have stalled here, or may still go up to break up the top. And if that happens, we may have a C leg to break the bottom of here. It might not break this area, but it may break this area. So this is still forming. And I want you to understand that. This is still forming. This A leg of a B seems completed. If you are too aggressive, you will say this is an A, B, and probably this is C leg. It could be, in case that is what is forming, that this is, we have, if it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, of course, we can see the second wave here. For me, this looks like the fourth wave here to complete this on the 4-hour. But if we are wrong, we still know that ultimately, if we are wrong, if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 of this as an A of a zigzag, then we expect an A of a B of a B. If it has stalled here, then we're not going to break up. If we break up, we may still come down sharp to take this low. We must be ready for anything. So if we take the low, then we still now go up and finish the C leg of a zigzag. I think with that, you should understand what I'm trying to say here. But in case we overshoot, if this wave will travel to the upside and overshoot 161A to the upside, then we might not be able to get that to the downside again. But in case if between an extension of this wave from here to the downside here, we get a 1, 2, 3, 161.8 reaction here, we may have a C leg, which is a very sharp C leg. You will think we are pulling down. A sharp C leg that may break the bottom here. And immediately after that, we are going to see an action again back to the upside to complete a C leg. So this will still take some time, in my own opinion. But I think what is popular with me is to still look at this as an A, sorry, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which is the top here of a zigzag, which is an A leg, and this may be an A of a B. This may just be beginning of a B of a B, and probably we'll still have a leg to the downside. So let's just continue to watch. Without breaking this low, price may still waste some time, go up and down before they take it to the upside. So we continue to count the wave. So the same thing on Euro USD. Or if you are, we are still selling Euro USD. We are going to take our time to continue to see the dynamics. Now, with what is cooking up here, we may think that all that is done, probably these may have come down, like here as a flash of with A, and this may just be the big A of a B. This may be, or it may even be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the fifth wave being truncated here, which looks possibly that the fifth wave of that zigzag is truncated here. And this might just be an A of a B of a B. We might still see a C of a B breaking up, probably breaking this area or without breaking it before we come to downside. So any further upward movement that we have here is an opportunity for us to grab another sell to the downside. That's what I can see here. Pound USD. Pound USD. What to expect on Pound USD? With the kind of movement we are seeing that is going to play out here on the Pound USD, eventually this might just be a wave 4 and a wave 5. This may also go up, break the top before we come down. But whatever it is, either we break up from here or we break this top, what we should expect is a sell. So if you are taking a sell from around this area, you have to make your tight stop loss in case the price wants to go up and grab liquidity above here before they go down one more time. So it's either from the top here or for around this area from around this top, or price may just continue to pull towards the downside. So on NZD USD, it's almost similar. NZD USD, I expect a B wave or a wave 2. So this might just be the A wave here, which with this being the ending structure of this A wave, this might just be the beginning of a more complex correction to the downside for us to have a reaction properly to buy later. So what we are looking for is we are looking to buy again. So we have to wait until this correction is complete. So if you are selling, we have to sell with tight stop loss. Price may not take this top again. Price may break or come here to, you know, take another resistance here before it goes down. So whatever it is, we still need one more thrust to the downside. Then from there, we can now begin to look for our buy. Of course, we're going to watch the DXY. The next one is AUSD dollar yen. So what I can see from dollar yen now, I think this looks like an A wave to the top here. This may just be an A of a B, B of a B. We might still have an opportunity for this wave to come to the downside, probably to break this bottom one more time. So once we complete this, I think it's likely to be an A B, and a C wave to the downside, which may take the bottom here. Then we are going to look for another buy to the upside. So this may fall 100 pips or thereabout. Yeah, another 100 pips to the downside. Let me see. 100 pips to the downside from here. And 100 pips is around this area. So which most likely, it might not break this top. It might just be a running flat. If it's an A, B, a running flat before we go up. So we're going to wait and watch. It's not ready yet to trust powerfully upside. We're still going to come down. We wait for that. Then the last one being gold. The last one being gold. If you look at the daily time frame here, daily time frame of gold here, I think we are in the beginning of a bigger correction. So that is what I think is happening now. This being the first wave A of what may become a far more complex correction later on. But I see this as a A, and For a B wave, this might just be an A of a B. This might be a B of a B to the downside. I think we might have an extended flat correction that will break this top, grab liquidity before we pull down to now have an A, B, C to the downside. And that A, B, C to the downside may now be a W. We might have an X later for a 7 swing. Whatever it is, we are going to take it piecemeal, but it is not time to go up now. I still see that we may correct a little down, go up, break this top before we come down. I don't want to sell from here. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, if you look at the 4-hour time from the day time frame, this is like a rejection. So this is like a rejection from the day time frame. Look at what you are seeing here. How we interpret the mood of the market. If you go on the daily time frame, interpreting the mood of the market. So when you are this week here, a rejection and a rejection here, price came up to fill this area. So this area also a rejection, though is going up now. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Yeah. So on the weekly time frame, it's all signaling a doji, and this might just be a beginning of a bigger movement. So price may still go up a bit without breaking this top. Then we may finish an ABC of a W that will go more complex. So back to the 4-hour time frame. What do I see here? What I see this as the first wave to the downside, which is an A. Then I see A of a B of a B. I see that this may go up to take the top again to create a C of a B. I think we should be expecting a sell from a 618, if not 50, a 618 or a 78 before we trust to the downside. And that's going to be a clear 5-way to the downside. It's going to be sharp. And if we are able to sell that, look for sell on at the top of this break of this structure. That's where you can look for a sell. That's what I think is playing out, bearing the impulsive nature of this wave to the upside, which of course is what you should expect of a wave C of a B wave, an A, B, and a C of a B wave. So that is what you should expect. Even in this B wave, you can still see something like that looks like an A, B, and a C. So, but we're going to see a C wave that may take this top. Then at the top, we can now look for a sell setup for a zigzag to the downside. That is what I expect. So it's not yet time for you to sell. If you are selling from here, now it's going to take you. This thing looks like, even from the current retracement now, it may still pull up for about 500 to 700 pips to the upside before we come to the downside. So with that, I may have come to the end of today's update. Do like, comment, and share. Bye.